Ah, there we go. Let us continue exploring. Go up through... Oh yeah, there's one other, I don't know, not smart. They're basically saying they want to be in a Gulag concentration camp. What? What are you on about? Nobody wants to be in a concentration camp or a Gulag. Probably more bot shit. Here, hold on. Yes, sir. Almost everybody got put in a concentration camp for no reason. Just all random citizens. Yeah, I know. I know that. What's your point? Give me one moment. All likelihood you are a bot? Why are you Bolshevik? I'm not a Bolshevik. Your name says Bolshevik. Yeah, I know. If my name says Satan, does that make me Satan? Lol, 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 lol. Alright. What, so is it ironic? Yeah. Do you not understand the concept of irony? Not sure those two are the same? Oh. Didn't sound very ironic. Are you left-wing? Yes. However, I am not an ML. MLs are dumb fucks. What are you, a conservative or some shit? I do left-wing... What? ML is just M? You're a centrist? Oh, so you don't have opinions. Got it. There are no conservatives today? Yes, there are. In fact, you know, memeing aside, you're probably one of them, and it's just optically more beneficial for you to say that you are a centrist. Here, I'll just get rid. Here we go. Yeah, because Stalin wasn't a leftist. What's your point? Yeah, I would be shot by Stalin. You kidding me? Well, not him personally. He'd get somebody else to do it, but... No transitioning forward service stance. Okay, buddy. Look, if you're gonna talk like that, you can fucking get out of my chat. Can argue about that. I know some things you don't. Well, I guarantee that you do not. You're probably like fucking 12 or something. You should have been here earlier when I was reading that news article. There are some bills in the works that are openly genocidal in the way that they like define things like drag and transgender identity, I guess. Basically, they would like make it illegal to be trans or become trans in any fast solid fortune alliance with Hitler. That's the Soviet brass was Jewish. Stalin was crazy perjure. It's the real. He was both. Stalin was incredibly crazy. Like Stalin was not a, you know, not in any way like a fucking socialist. People who claim otherwise are fucking out of their minds. Only a bit crazier than Lenin? Yeah, that's true. Lenin was pretty crazy. You know, he had all the anarchists shot, and I am an anarchist, so I don't, you know, it's not cool. Think Lenin fucking took massive L. Show you some stories about Lenin. Votes for literally no reason. Yeah, I know that. Dude, you're coming at me with all this shit like I don't know this. I've read fucking history. I've read socialist history specifically. I've read the theory that Lenin has wrote. That fucking shit is like... I know all the horrible shit that Lenin's done. I know that he, like, not only purged the anarchists, but also purged other socialists. He disbanded the worker councils. He outlawed other political parties, apart from the Bolsheviks. Between Lenin, Marx, and most communists. Well, then you do not spend any fucking time in socialist spaces. Sorry, I don't mean to be mean. If you'd like, I can actually explain a very key difference between... yeah, I am. I'm an anarcho-communist. If you want, I can explain there's like a main philosophical difference between Marx and... Well, I'm going into like explaining mode, so I don't want to sully that with fucking ad hominems every 3 seconds. Marx and Lenin were both modernists. Actually, let me forward through this. Anarchism and communism are already very similar. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I have to specify that because there are people who call themselves communists that are really just statists by another name. But the key difference, if I may, I'm going to go back to that, between Marx and Lenin and modern communists. This is particularly with Lenin. Marx and Lenin were both modernists. What's the difference between anarchy and communism and ANCOM? I'll get to that. But first, Marx, Lenin, modern communism. Modernism advocates the idea that there is a single scientific truth to the project of humanity and human society. And this is where you get this sort of notion of scientific socialism, the kind of stuff that Engels wrote about, Marx and Engels. This is where the advocacy for centralization of the means of production under a single state comes from. That is a modernist, in fact, high modernist idea. It's a very top-down, way of looking at things. Yeah, no, unironically, postmodernism. No, everything isn't up for fucking interpretation. 1 + 1 still equals 2 in postmodernism. The key difference here between high modernism and postmodernism is that postmodernism is a rejection of the idea that there is only a single way to build a human society, only a single way to, like, well, in a socialist view, only a single way to do socialism. If you had this hypothetical scenario where there were, like, two different countries that had a socialist organization of the means of production, that it would look a little bit different in each country. I don't think that's contradiction to socialist through. No, it is. It is contradictory to modernism outright, because modernism is defined by its contradiction to postmodernism. That there is a single scientific truth of, in this case, the project of building socialism. There is not. There are more than... there are many different types of socialism. In fact, while in the long term I am a anarcho-communist, anarcho-socialist, in the short term I'm more of a market socialist. Is defining postmodernism? No, I'm not. Dude, you don't think that's what modernists would disagree with? That is 100% what they disagree with. I've read high modernist theory. Market socialists like co-ops? Yeah. In fact, a lot of studies suggest that co-ops would be, in many ways, just strictly better, at least for factors that we currently measure for, like efficiency and worker productivity. Lenin try and collapse his economy in 2 years? No, he shot the people that were trying to do it. He shot well, he didn't personally do it. He had the anarchists and the syndicalists shot. Those are the people that wanted to build a system that looks a little bit more like market socialism than what Lenin ended up doing. What Lenin advocated for was what he himself admitted was called state capitalism, where instead of having a private boss, you simply have a state boss. In market socialism, there is no boss. Yet Soviets, another term for councils, yeah, he disbanded the Soviets. He disbanded the workers' councils. He got rid of those. Lenin, by his own admission, is a state capitalist. He's just capitalism 2. Here we go. Postmodernism is, in Western philosophy, is a movement characterized by broad skepticism, subjectivism, or relativism, a general suspicion of reason, and an acute sensitivity to the role of ideology in asserting and maintaining political and economic power. Yeah. He disbanded it. Stalin mostly disbanded. No, Lenin disbanded the workers' councils. Stalin basically picked up whatever was left and threw it out. And because the Soviet economy didn't work. No, the Soviet economy didn't work because he fucking tried to run that shit in a top-down capitalist manner, just with the state distributing everything. They're literally, the giant problem with the Soviet Union is that they tried to do a command economy straight from, like, a feudal economy. So, period called Stalinization. Yeah. Yeah, that was Lenin's project, and Stalin kept doing that. Stalin did the command economy, and so did Lenin. That's what I'm saying. Lenin, if he ever was a socialist, he was a pretty fucking bad socialist. I've read Lenin's. I've read some of the stuff where he actually has things of value to say, and I've also read What Is to Be Done. This guy is a postmodernist first. Characterization that Lenin disbanded the Soviet Council. You can disagree with it all you want. It's still true. Just like you could disagree that fucking, I don't know. You could also disagree that workers' co-ops are more efficient than traditional firms, but that doesn't make that any less true. I've seen the data. You say so? Yeah, I do say so, and so do the fucking studies that I've read. You're in the wrong on this one. You're gonna have to just deal with that. It's not a study type question. I think you mean like experts or everything. What? I don't have to argue? Yeah, no, we don't, because I'm correct. NEP, what the fuck? Alright, what is this acronym? What are you talking about? Oh, so state capitalism. What you're describing is state capitalism. Disagree that co-ops are sufficient. Yeah, that's the fucking essential feature of a co-op. Co-ops in the modern day, compared to traditional firms of the same size, are more efficient and produce higher quality of life. Shit might be a little bit more expensive, but there are no big successful co-ops around today. Yes, there fucking are. You just don't hear about them. Mondragon is a big one. It is big, and it is successful, and it is around today. You are incorrect. What the fuck are you on about? No. Literally the opposite of what you're describing is what happens. See, the thing that makes co-ops better, one of the key things, is that since everybody is on a much more level playing field with respect to how much influence they have in the decision making at the company, salaries are much flatter. Roughly the same amount of wealth is being made by the company, but instead of all going straight to the CEO and to stock buybacks, they're being distributed still somewhat unequally in a few areas, but like way more equally among the people that work there. Literally the opposite of what you're telling me. So you want to exploit dozens, hundreds of people? I don't get what you're going for here. The point of a co-op is that there is less suffering for the people actually working there. There are no incentives being the top dog, and there is no top dog. Wages are not flat in a co-op. I'm saying that they are flatter, and that makes it better because the bottom pay, instead of being $20,000 a year, is more like $50,000, $60,000, and the top pay would be, I don't know. In Mondragon, it's like 8 times as much, so 480,000. That's a way smaller gap than 20,000 and like 3 million. Co-op is run by lack of interest in cheap, high quality products. I'm gonna need a source on this shit. You're literally not making any sense. If you're fucking unworkable because of degree, which is very difficult. Yeah, it's fucking difficult. So is a regular democracy. You realize everything that you're arguing here could be used as an argument in favor of a monarchy over a democratic state. Literally, the same things that make a co-op better than a traditional firm are the same thing that makes a democracy better than a dictatorship. Do things happen faster in a dictatorship? Yes. Does that make it better? Fuck no. A single monopoly, if you prefer. There's no outside competition that can replace the top ruler. Sure there is. There are other states. There are other monarchies. Wars happen. And instead of, replace war with fucking, corporate espionage. Monarchies are a monopoly? No, monarchies are a fucking corporation. Whatever. Stream's over. I think I have heard enough. Dictatorships and monarchies are faster. Yeah, that is objectively true. Would you rather be living in a dictatorship than a democracy? Because realistically, the dictatorship of the workplace, like traditional firms, is what you interact with every day. Those are the decisions you're being subject to. In a democracy, you actually get to participate. And although democracies aren't, you know, perfect or strictly speaking good, dictator, like a company that has to actively. Oh, gotcha. So you're a bottom. Anyway, you're banned. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna find somebody to raid.